Pandemic unemployment assistance. Do you have to pay taxes on it, or can you request taxes taken from it when you receive your weekly benefits? This is an update, and this is LA Late. Hope you are good and safe. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll have an update as well about Uber and Lyft drivers and pandemic unemployment assistance and UI in this video as always. That was a big issue earlier this week. As always, like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And please hit that bell on the front of this channel so you get an alert when a new video goes live. And shortly we'll be answering all 18 of your pandemic unemployment assistance and unemployment benefit questions. But first, the news. Actually, two things we're going to be talking about. First, taxes. A lot of you have asked this, and I wanted to address it because it is a big issue. Are unemployment assistance, whether it's PUA or UI, taxable? Answer: yes. So when you go to certify for your respective week, generally states ask you, do you want to have a disbursement taken from this to pay for taxes? This is very important. I don't think channels talk about this. I want you to understand it as well, because a lot of viewers, we've been doing PUA since April 28th, and we've never even talked about it. When you click yes, your weekly benefits will be reduced by $10 or $20 approximately. The reason why is because that is the amount that is taxable, that's given to the federal government. So what's important to say is that you need to keep track that you did that. Here's the rub. If you go to do your taxes next year and you got unemployment benefits for, let's say, 10 weeks, but you only asked to pay for taxes, to have a withholding, a federal tax withholding in there 1 week, you need to remember that. If you don't, you're going to have a nightmare on bookkeeping next year. So make a little note for yourself on your computer if you withheld anything for federal taxes at all when doing PUA or UI weekly benefits. If you haven't so far, it's perhaps best not to, and then just pay it next year. Now, you have to remember to keep some cash on the side because you have to be able to afford that. But for bookkeeping purposes, it's either better to have it always withdrawn or have it never withdrawn, because don't mess it up, because you'll never be able to remember how many times you asked to have it withdrawn on a weekly basis. Next, Uber and Lyft drivers, which was probably the most popular PUA or UI video to date. Let me recap and go over some of your questions about that as well. Uber and Lyft drivers are independent contractors. That is how Uber and Lyft categorizes them. You are not W-2s. You do not receive a W-2 from Uber and Lyft as a driver. So they call you an independent contractor. Independent contractors get PUA. They don't get UI, unemployment assistance. They get PUA. Here's the rub. Some states, for reasons that are unclear, are wanting to push you somewhere that you don't belong. They want you to be under unemployment assistance. They want you to not be on PUA. They want you to be on unemployment assistance. It is very confusing what they're doing. Here's what you need to know. Ultimately, if that was your only job, it is an easy analysis, because your amount of weekly benefits will be the same whether it's PUA or unemployment assistance. It's tied to whatever your earnings were for Uber and Lyft in 2019. So it doesn't really matter which side of the spectrum you're on. Now, for purposes of being perfectly perfect, you are supposed to be on the PUI side. You're not supposed to be on the UI side. You are independent contractors. You're not employees. If for some reason your state puts you in the UI side, which some viewers have said they have, and they don't understand what happened, and they want to go with it, well, let them go with it. It's not affecting your weekly benefits. It is not. So it is not something to hit the sand with and pound. It's not something to hit the ground with and say, I'm in the wrong side. I should be over on the PUA side. So there you go. Uber and Lyft drivers are PUA, but if your state puts you in UI, don't worry about it. You'll still get the same amount of benefits. Lastly, this happened one time in one of the comments. Someone said they were an Uber Lyft driver on UI, and then they switched over to PUA, and they were getting money from both. No. You get one or the other. I think that's sort of obvious, but it sometimes comes up in the questions. I'm just like, okay. No, you do not get UI and PUA. They're like like having they're like cousins. You just don't have them in the same party. All right, so let's get to some of your questions. PUA 18 questions from yesterday. T. Louise, I'm happy to be the first person to like this video and a new subscriber. Well, thank you, T. Louise, and thank you, Robert Henson and Samantha and the other person who supported this channel. And since we dropped a support in the link below, wow, very, very honored. Marco, when are they going to start paying? I'm already eligible. I haven't received my card for them. I assume you're California, the way you're saying that. It takes about a week to get the card, maybe 2 weeks. After you get the card, you get payments literally within 24 hours. Cutie Pie, it was the text now, the app. I finally got through. Bombshell. Wow. Cutie Pie, hey, Lily, thank you for the video. It was a mess. Got denied almost 8 weeks later. Got UI yesterday. This evening, I switched over to PUA. A step closer. Thanks for the video. Explain to me what you mean, Cutie Pie. So, I guess you're now approved in PUA, and what state are you? Carson Brunier, thank you for answering my question. I really appreciate it. But I sent them my W-2, the last pay stub for the letter, and I received from my employer that I was laid off due to the pandemic. To prove it, I was an employer for a company. I was an employer for a company, and I didn't have a business of my own. So my actual UI benefits were supposed to be $450 a week, and I'm only receiving $167 under PUA. My question is, why I receive back pay for the mistakes, or they continue giving me $167 until I reach out to them. The way states work is they pay you at the base level benefits. $167 sounds like you're in California. So they're going to pay you $167 going forward with the $600 from the federal government. They're not going to raise your benefits until you make a stink about it. That's been a big topic of this channel, how to raise the maximum benefits. You're correct. You know how much your maximum benefits are. You need to make a stink about it. My advice for California people at the moment has been to write them a letter and send a priority mail, because there's no way to actually send a memo in the portal. They will pay retroactive benefits, and they will pay retroactive benefits at $167 when you get approved for escalated benefits, which, I mean, we've been doing PUA videos since April. I have not had one comment by someone saying they got approved for escalated benefits yet, but when they do, they're supposed to be retroactive. Samantha, regarding PUA California, Samantha, who gave a wonderful support of this channel today when it first went live, our support button. Regarding PUA California, I entered gross since I've not submitted taxes for 2019, so I don't have a final number. Sister and I submitted gross, and we got the PUA. All right, so Samantha, I assume you're currently at base level benefits. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're getting $167 per week and $600 from the federal government. You need to look in your EDD portal and look at and make sure that you certify for benefits. So go up and certify for a respective week. It's going to say, March this to that, April this to that. And you need to answer the questions. Make sure you answer the questions correctly. If you don't know how to answer the questions, drop in the comments below. We'll answer tomorrow. But I think we had a video on that. So you need to answer the questions correctly. You'll go through it. If you don't want federal taxes taken out, say no. When you're done, then if you click down under payment section tab, it'll show claim filed or processing 767, which is 600 plus 167 for all those respective weeks. Now, if you're submitting gross income, I assume what you're trying to do is raise for escalated benefits. Tell me how you did. I assume you sent it in the mail, because viewers on this channel says they can't upload anything to EDD. And I'll answer the question tomorrow. Stacy, and thank you for supporting the channel. Stacy V, I watch all your videos. I was approved for PUA in Nevada and got certified for my weeks from March 8th to May 30th, but as of 6/3, no money yet. Please help. We've had some viewers from Nevada have real problems, but their problems were not like yours. Theirs were just not even approved. You got approved. I don't know when you got approved. It usually takes a few weeks before you start seeing the checks. The other thing is, I don't know how you get paid in Nevada, if you're by debit card or by direct deposit. If it's by debit card, you need to add additional weeks for that as well. What I would look is in the part of your portal where it has the respective week. Click on the week and see if it says paid or processing. If it says processing, it means I haven't gotten to it. If it's paid, then it's been sent, but you haven't received it yet, which would be great news. Samantha, another question. For the $1 million question of having a W-2 and a 1099, if you have W-2 wages and 1099 wages, should you file for unemployment? According to the EDD, if you have W-2 wages, even if they're smaller than your 1099 wages, you still need to file as a claim through regular UI and not the PUA. Samantha is saying that in California, if you, well, let's back this up, Samantha. So there's two situations here, and I think I've talked about in some of the videos, where you have W-2 and you have 1099 in February 2020. The pandemic hits, and both of the businesses are impacted by COVID-19. That is the easiest scenario. I hope that is your scenario, because that is just easy for you, Samantha. I want you to get what you need. If that's the situation, then I don't think California is right. I mean, you could basically apply on the one that is the dominant payer for you. So if what I'm saying is that in February 2020, you made more as a 1099 than a W-2. W-2 is 20% of your take-home money, and the 1099 was 80% of your take-home money. California has no right to say you need to apply as a W-2. That's ridiculous. I'm really just a 1099 person. So, and they're both impacted by COVID-19, which I hope they are. Makes this analysis easy. Then apply for PUA. I mean, who are they to say which one to go into? Now, if you had both of them and one was impacted by COVID-19 and one wasn't, well, if the COVID, boy, this is complicated. If the PUA was impacted by COVID-19, then you still are PUA. And then if you still have W-2 work while the pandemic is going on as a 1099, then you state that. Because when you're certifying for benefits on a weekly basis for PUA, and they say, hey, did you also work as an employee to this week? Yeah, I did, and this amount of money, then they're going to reduce your weekly benefits. I hope that answers your question. I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios of how 1099 and W-2 should be, but if they're both impacted by COVID-19 and 1099 was the dominant payer before COVID-19, you're PUA. I mean, I don't think California knows what the hell they're talking about. That's just totally wrong. Gustavo Soto, in California, there is a 81833 number you can call from 8 to 8 p.m. a week. When you call, it's a recording, but you keep calling, and you will get through. One day you will wait for the next representative. Oh, okay. Bill Lemon, okay. Thanks to the telephone trickery idea, I researched what kinds of keyboard commands might pry that door open. I contacted my state senator earlier today. I suspected she will take the call one way or another. I tried calling first thing in the morning, but it's hard since I stay up late every night watching LLA's videos. Yeah, here I am telling you, get up early and call your senator, and you're watching my video because it was uploaded late. I'm sorry. Well, the way you can get around that is watch the video, call the senator, get up early, call the senator, and then watch the video afterwards. And your traffic in the middle of the day is much appreciated as well. Chris Nanopoulos. In PUA, they are eligible for 13 weeks of PUA. After that, they exhaust their regular benefits. But do they have to apply under the PUA system? It isn't automatic. No, I mean, if you want PUA, you have to apply under PUA. Gene Crom, hey Elliot, I think the cactus is over your left shoulder. Maybe not a good idea. Thank you again for the great info. Still no answer reconsideration. I'm just tired of the whole thing. Gene, have you done PUA? I think I've said that before. Gene, have you done PUA? There's no cactus over my shoulder. But there might be PUA for you. If you have questions about today's video or have an itch for Mitch, an itch to bitch about Mitch, drop them in the comments below. We may feature them in tomorrow's recording. As always, stay up LA for more.